Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the laws that protect your most sensitive financial data. And our goal is simple, to give you some really powerful, easy ways to remember how it all works. So let's dive right in. So let me just ask you this straight up. Think about it. When you apply for a loan or open a new bank account, what's actually stopping that company from just, selling your info or being careless with it? Who's setting the rules here? Well, the answer is this powerhouse law, the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, or GLBA for short. You gotta know this one. It's the cornerstone, the absolute foundation that tells all those financial institutions how they must handle your private information. Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we're gonna start with the big picture. The what. We're gonna cover the main ideas of the law first before we get into all the nitty-gritty details. Now, GLBA isn't just one single command. It's actually built on three key rules that all work together. Think of these as the three pillars that hold up the entire building of financial data protection. And here they are. You've got the Financial Privacy Rule, the Safeguards Rule, and the Pretexting Rule. Each one tackles a different piece of the security puzzle. Let's do a quick breakdown of what each of these actually does. First up, the privacy rule. This is all about you having transparency and control. It says that companies have to give you a clear privacy notice, that thing in the fine print, explaining how they use your info. And, super important, it gives you the choice to opt out of them sharing it with some other companies. And the way to remember this is just perfect. Privacy equals notice plus choice. Simple. Next, we have the Safeguards Rule. Now, this is the real muscle of the law. It demands that every single institution has a detailed, written plan to actively protect your data. A fantastic way to picture this is the three walls of protection idea. You've got administrative, technical, and physical safeguards all working together to build a fortress around your information. And that third pillar, the Pretexting Rule. This one couldn't be more straightforward. It makes it flat out illegal for anyone to get your customer information by lying or, pretending to be someone they're not. And that leads right into the memory aid, which is just brilliant. Pretexting is basically just a fancy word for pretending. It's that simple, right? So here's the deal. If you need a shortcut to remember these three core rules, maybe for an exam or just to keep them straight, just think NSP. Notice, Safeguards, Pretexting. That is the perfect little shortcut for the three pillars of the GLBA. Okay, so we've covered the what, those three main rules of GLBA. Now, let's zoom in on that middle one, the Safeguards Rule, because we need to understand the how. This is where the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, comes in and gives us the detailed game plan. And you're going to want to pay close attention right here. The FTC Safeguards Rule isn't some brand new, separate law. Think of it more like the detailed instruction manual for that safeguards part of GLBA. This is the action plan. And seriously, if you're studying for any kind of compliance exam, this is the stuff you absolutely have to nail down. And you know what? To make all these detailed requirements super easy to remember, we've got another awesome mnemonic for you. Just think of it like a checklist, a step-by-step guide to make sure everything's covered. It's your SAFE plan. Ready for it? It's SAFEPLAN. Every single one of those letters stands for a critical step a company has to take. So let's break down what they mean. Okay, let's walk through this. S is for having a written security plan. You can't just wing it. A means you have to appoint one single qualified person to be in charge of the whole thing. F is for finding your risks through regular assessments. E is a huge one. Encrypt all that sensitive customer data. Then P is for protecting access, with things like multi-factor authentication to keep the bad guys out. L stands for learn, making sure employees get regular training. The second A is for assessing your vendors, because hey, their security weaknesses can become your problem. And finally, N is for having a plan to notify people and monitor your systems if something goes wrong. That's it. That's your SAFE plan. Okay, I know that was a lot of detail, but watch how neatly this all ties together. Let's pull everything into a final summary. The ultimate cheat sheet to make sure all of this really sticks. So here's the relationship in a nutshell. On one side, you've got GLBA. That's the big what, the main law with its three core parts, NRC, NSP. And on the other side, you've got the FTC Safeguards Rule. That's the nitty-gritty how, the detailed playbook that tells you exactly how to do the S for safeguards, with specifics like encryption and MFA. And look, if you remember nothing else from this explainer, remember this slide. It really doesn't get any simpler. For the big law, the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, your magic letters are NSP. For the detailed rules from the FTC, your guide is SAFEN plan. If you can lock in these two acronyms and what they stand for, you've totally mastered the core of this. So I'll leave you with this one final thought that just perfectly wraps everything up. The law provides the what, the plan provides the how. GLBA points to the destination, and the FTC's SAFP plan gives you the turn-by-turn directions to get there. It's really that clear. Thanks for watching.